welcome to our introduction to trucking and material movement and ROM management in DataShed. I see we're still waiting for a couple of attendees, so we'll just give them a minute or two and then we'll start the session. Well, I think we'll start. So I think we'll just, I thought I'd start with a quote. I love quotes, and this one is by Lao Tzu. If you do not change direction, you may end up where you are headed. And I thought this was quite apt, so I guess poor tracking of data will end up at your chosen destination of poor reporting outputs. In today's webinar, I shall cover briefly what trucking material movement concepts are within the production module. I will also cover how the principles of ROM and stockpile management work within the module and how all this data can be entered and reported on. So let's look at trucking. Trucking within the production module is tracked by specific data workflows. Trucking, by definition in the module, is a movement by machinery or truck from in situ to its first drop point or location. So this could be a stockpile, it could be a holding area underground, or it could even be direct mill feed. Specific libraries track the machinery and its truck factors, and as such, because we record that in the library, enable accurate rolling reconciliation reporting. Truck counts combined with the truck factors and relevant SGs automatically calculate tonnage truck to that specific location. Data entry for trucking in the production module can be through a variety of ways, including various extensions as shown, either truck by truck or on a daily basis. Data entry can also be through smart connected products or as LogChief shown here. Here with LogChief, it has the database validation and constraints already in place and easily syncs into the database and can be real-time depending on your connectivity. Material movements, in contrast within the model, are defined as any movement from any machinery, truck, road train, even a hot air balloon, to or from a location and back again. So sometimes this can be referred to as rehandle. So if you have a scenario on the mine site where the crusher is screaming for soft dirt, everybody scrambles, and then they say, no, actually we don't need two of those trucks anymore. That dirt can go back onto the location, onto the stockpile, and that can all be tracked. So again, any specific libraries track the machinery and the truck factors and are automatically calculated with these associated movements within the database. Data entry associated with material movements in DataShed and the production module can be through an extension as shown. And again, in contrast, can also be through LogChief. And this one's in a form input view and can sync seamlessly into the database so that information can be directly viewed and reviewed. Both trucking and material movements can be reported in various ways. Here we have the trucked report, which is all trucking that's occurred for the day. We have the movement report, which is all movements that have occurred for the day. And these are also available in grid formats and are all standard in the model. Further reports shown, but are not limited to the feed report, which are all movements to and from the crusher or the mill, or in between the crusher and mill. And the daily production report summarises all trucking and movements within a date range or can be on a daily. So thus this, in the production module, trucking and material movements can be entered and reported on easily through the operation. For example, if we have an underground where it's bogged to an ore pass and held there, we call that trucking. Moved from ore pass to the mine ROM is a material movement. From the mine ROM to the mill ROM, and we may have moved that by a road train, we can track that movement. The movement from the mill ROM to the crusher and between the mill are all tracked automatically through the module. So let's look at ROM management. ROM management, or the location balance, or your stockpile balance, depending on what you want to call it, are all automatically calculated based on the trucking movements on and off a specific location. All these locations must be active and all have a commodity associated with them. And the reason for that is that in the module we cater for single and multiple commodity mine sites. A running balance for the tonnes is based on the trucking movements, as I said, on and off and even back again, and is automatically calculated for that location. It takes the grade associated with the trucking from the mining block and calculates the weighted average grade based on these movements. The balances are controlled within DataShed by user-defined functions and stored procedures and are all automated. All the balances for end of month are reset when we have the end of month survey pickup. So if you think you've got 1,000 tonnes on your high grade and there's only 50, well, sorry to tell you, there's only 50 and it's somewhere else in the system. So data entry for ROM and location information is easy again through various extensions as shown here. And this one is the production location entry. Please also note here that if you click on the location and you have your date and you refresh your balance, that calls stored procedure and you can get a quick idea of what is actually on your high grade stockpile, for example. Reporting for the daily ROM is available in the ROM location management. It's based on location, its commodity and the date. And the report is also available on a corporate level. So to sum up, for ROM location management, it allows for accurate collation of all trucking and material movement data to and from it, no matter what the vessel type, by commodity, calculating a running balance and a weighted average grade, all automated. So summarising, the trucking and material movements and location balance is easily achieved by integrating data entry solutions, by being a single source of truth and integrated through all departments without siloed information. Thus it improves site productivity, allowing for more time to source what other workflow issues you may have in your operation. It also allows for easy access, seamless data transfer, and reporting from the end user level right through to a corporate level. So I thought I'd pause here to see if we have any questions that are coming through. If you could type those in the bottom right hand side. Okay, we have a question through with regards how we, if you're using ProdTrack or something along those lines, we can bring that information into the database. Yes, we can. Hang on, we have another question. Can this part of DataShed be added to my existing system, or is it a new database? No, the module is added to the exploration geology module, and so it becomes just the same database. So you don't need a new database, you can just add the module on and keep on going. Okay, we have another question with regards the ROM grade. The ROM grade, as I say, all the movements is taken the grade from the mined block. So when you've got your actual grade from there, and that tracks that through the system. And it's a weighted average grade calculated based on the movements on and off. Okay. And that's the last of the questions there. So to summarise the webinar for today, it accurately tracks and for rolling reconciliation can be achieved from the actuals of all the movements that have occurred. Smart connected products, importing from your already tracking devices if you have them. It is simple and easy to use. Balances are calculated automatically. Reporting is available out of the box and easily customizable if required. You have no siloed or individual spreadsheets, which can help ease the end-of-month pain and related injuries associated with it. If you do have any further questions, my name is Tara Bennett-Connell, and there's my email address there. I'm the Senior Database Consultant for Production here at Maxwell's, and I thank you very much for your time today.